Hey, tubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're talking about Black Lightning.
Season 2, Episode 13. The Book of Secrets, Chapter 3, The Pillar of Fire.
Yes.
Or Pillar of Fire, I should say, not The Pillar of Fire.
Yes. I thought it was really good.
It was. It was a good episode.
It was.
Better than most. Although I feel like the last few have been pretty good.
Yeah.
At least last week, or whenever it was on last week's, I think, was good.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I haven't had a reason to complain about Jefferson.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah, because I miss ranting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand why he did what he did regarding the principal stuff. I don't like it, but I understand it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why is he supporting him? And then I was like, well, he's not going to be as consistent and be there for him as much as he'd like to be because of what's going on with him and him being Black Lightning and all the other stuff that's going on in his life right now.
Right.
So, as much as I hate that the other guy is principal still, like, Jefferson can still be there for him as a teacher. He just can't do it in a principal capacity.
Yeah.
And, I'm still glad that he's going to be a part of the school. It's just not, what he used to do.
Yeah.
So.
I hope that since Jefferson did this, that he's not going to be a bitch with Jefferson and, like, he's going to take what Jefferson says.
Yeah.
And, like, fracking listen.
Exactly. Like, okay, so yeah, you're right about there needing to be consistency and somebody who's going to be there for them, but you've clearly shown that you're not there for them like that.
Yeah.
You've clearly shown that you don't care and that you've treated them like crap. And Jen was just trying to honor somebody who mattered to her and who mattered to a lot of the students at that school.
Yeah.
And he didn't need to do that.
No.
Regardless of how he felt about all of it, he didn't need to do that. So I think that's what bugged me the most about it, was just the fact that, like, he thought that just because he was principal and the guy, might not have done some good things and he made some bad choices, but like I had said last week, he was still a part of the school and a part of the community, and he was still looked up to and had friends and people that loved him and cared about him. Yeah. And if a classmate dies, they do that. They set up like a little memorial by the lockers with pictures and flowers and candles and gifts.
Like the crosses on the freedom side
it's
of the road.
not something that doesn't happen. Like, other people on other things have done the exact same thing. It's not an uncommon thing to do for somebody.
Yeah.
So the fact that he reacted that way was just really, like, irritating, because so what? Like, okay, don't honor the bad things that he did. Honor the good things that he did while he was alive. Yeah. So I think that's what bothered me the most about all of it. But he also just hasn't been that nice of a person. He's not been very good to the students, and he hasn't helped them and been there for him in the way that Jefferson was. And I know that you can't save every student, because there are going to be some that, just that you can't help. Yeah. And, that's just the way that it is. But if you can help as many as you can and make a difference in that way, then, the students will behave better, and they'll be better students in general, just because they have somebody who cares and who looks up to them. Or who they look up to and who cares about them and believes in them. So, yeah.
Yeah. I completely agree. I understand why Jefferson did what he did. I don't completely disagree with it.
No.
But I do think that there's a way to continue the plans that whatever the fracking hell his name is,
Lowry,
that he'd put in place. Like, you can continue that plan, Like, he can continue down the steps
Mm-hmm.
without him there.
Yeah.
And you could have put forth another name for principal. Like, it didn't have to be you or
Exactly.
Lowry. Like, it could have
Right.
been some freaking other person.
Like the guy who helped out Jefferson and gave him a favor. I don't know what his job is. Is he like the superintendent or something?
Something. But apparently he's no longer going to stick his neck out for Jefferson because Jefferson has a lot on his plate, and like he explained that he couldn't be there for the students.
I mean, it's not like he can just out and say I'm Black Lightning. That's why I can't be principal. Like, you know.
I mean, like he was like, I got a lot of things going on right now. I can't put in the time.
Yeah.
Like
he was trying to do what was best for everyone.
Yeah, like I don't understand why the guy was so pissed.
Yeah, I don't either.
He stuck his neck out for him. No, not really.
He just kind of gave him like an in.
Right? Because I mean, seriously, with the type of traction that video got, that meeting was going to happen one way or another.
Right.
Like, it's not like you actually made the fracking like meeting happen. It was going to happen, period.
I mean, you know, the other people on the board respected Jefferson already.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they weren't, you know, if he hadn't made that decision, it wasn't like he wasn't going to get his job back. He would have. But he just knew that in the position that he's in right now, he wouldn't be able to be there in the way he wanted to be for the students. And that would hurt him more. Like that becoming principal and not being able to be there for them the way he wants to be would hurt him more than having somebody else be principal.
Yeah. And besides, when this guy F's up again, which we all know he will, Jefferson will be able to take place. Like, yeah. And it's not going to be such a big, like, oh, we're going to meet behind closed doors thing. It's going to be like, yeah, no, you suck, Jefferson's back in because we all respect him. Especially after he stood up for you.
Exactly. And I mean, it's not like he's completely gone from the school. He's still teaching.
Right.
He's still there for the students and, you know, as much as he can be. But being a teacher allows him to have more time to do the things that are going on in his life than if he was a principal.
Yeah.
So that's why he can maintain that job as well as being Black Lightning and dealing with the family stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah,
we found out some more information about Grace.
We did.
Her name isn't actually Grace.
No. I like her name.
What was it? Shailene? I don't know.
I don't know, but I liked it.
Yeah. Hopefully she comes back.
No, she will. Nissa won't stop until she finds her.
At least so she can, like, you know, help her and find out more information and stuff, you know.
She's not freaking taking the pills for schizophrenia.
No, but I mean, she probably is, like, having some of the symptoms of schizophrenia, maybe, because you don't usually prescribe somebody that kind of a medication unless...
You said they're prescribed.
Well, I don't know.
You can buy that crap on the street. I mean...
Yeah. Well, depending on what kind of a drug it is, I don't know.
But, like, it's not... I don't think she's taking it to control what the hell is going on.
Well, no, I know that. She's taking it to control, like, her symptoms of her whatever it is. And I mean, yeah, she probably did get him off the street, but like, if it's something that's supposed to be used for schizophrenia, it's probably a prescription like a you know, a medication that you would get in a prescription form.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that you can't get it off the street. It's just, you know, usually that kind of stuff has to be prescribed to you.
Yeah. So. I think her story is pretty sad.
Yeah, it's actually really sad.
That
she was sold into child, you know, prostitution.
She was kidnapped
at
16.
Kidnapped into childhood prostitution.
Yeah. Um, that's really sad, and that she she didn't get out until ICE
Yeah.
stepped in. I mean, at least I stepped in. You know.
At least they did some good thing.
Oh well, it's impossibly hard to actually track down where that stuff takes place.
Well, I know.
Especially if they're holding them in one central area, you can crack down on like, oh, like they have a John over here that they're selling this person to or whatever, but you don't know where all the other ones that they own are holed up.
Yeah.
So I watch too much crime drama. But yeah. There's also the whole like she surfaced, like she took a couple years and then she resurfaced as Grace Choi. And I'm kind of curious as to why she chose Choi as a last name. Like, you know, just why?
I mean, it probably went with her heritage.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of other names that also go with the heritage.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, what made her choose Choi? Like, she had an option to reinvent herself. Why Choi? I mean,
why Grace?
Well,
it's a simple name.
Well, she could have been looking for Grace, you know, like in her life because she's been through so much. So she named herself Grace because that's what she needed.
Yeah.
But so that makes sense to me. But Choi, every time I hear it, I think, do you like bok choy? Like,
it just makes me think of a character on Chicago Med whose last name is Choi. Because he's an Asian doctor. His name is Ethan Choi. So.
Yeah. But like you see, like she had a last name, she had a name.
Yeah.
But she completely changed everything. So I'm curious as to why she chose Choi.
We'll probably not find that information.
No,
out.
probably not. It's just, you know, something interesting something that interests me.
Yeah.
Which I don't really think we talk about much. You know, like something little within the show that'll probably never get answered that's interesting.
I mean, that's why we write our own stuff for the things that aren't shown and the things that aren't answered.
Yeah.
We come up with our own versions and our own stories of those things.
So she's a shapeshifter, probably?
Maybe?
Or not really shapeshifter, kind of skin changer, I guess.
Isn't that kind of the same thing?
You know, shapeshifter means that you can
you just
change your shape like an animorph. But
like you can, like Odo on Deep Space Nine, he can go from being a liquid form to being a human form because he's a shapeshifter. Yeah, like shapeshifters, like animorphs, they can like Beast
turn
Boy.
into basically like Beast Boy, but he can't turn into another human.
No, but he can still morph into animals.
Right. So I'm saying that like Grace is more of a skin changer because her skin, like, it literally changes.
Yeah, and like you can kind of see scales almost.
And like her like face like does that wavy thing, and her eyes change. I mean, she could even just be an alien. I don't know. Like, I mean, anything's possible.
I would just like to know, like, maybe they'll do an episode of like how her and Anissa met. Like,
we saw that.
Okay.
Season 1.
I don't remember
that. Yeah, she was the girl that invited Nissa to the costume party.
Oh yeah, okay. That's right. But they seem to have already had known each other at that point.
They flirted. She was the bartender, and Nissa flirted with her when she went there after a breakup.
Okay.
With the first girl that we saw her in bed with in the first episode. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I hope we see more. I mean, yeah, this was like good information that we got, but like more into how she became the way she did meta-wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of a backstory.
Because she wasn't from Freeland.
Yeah,
So...
where we learn her whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we know snippets from what Gamby found out.
Yeah.
But we don't know everything.
Right, but it does seem like the only place that the ASA or whatever the hell they are, conducted these experiments with the green light and stuff was in Freeland.
Yeah.
So if she wasn't from Freeland, then where did she get her awkwardness from? You know,
maybe
her otherworldly nature.
Maybe she was experimenting on. Not a pod child, but maybe like she and still had to undergo some of that stuff or something. I don't know. Or maybe something happened when she was in the prostitution ring. Or, you know, that caused her to have what she does. I don't know.
But, you know, I don't know. Now Jennifer needs to, like, back the F off. Mm-hmm. And I understand where she's coming from.
Mm-hmm. I understand that she wants revenge. Mm-hmm. And she wants to find Tobias, and she wants answers, and that's understandable because of what happened to Khalil.
Yeah.
But she needs to kind of, like, tone it down a bit, just because she's going to get herself into a dangerous situation that she might not be able to get herself out of. Yeah. And, you know, even Thunder and Black Lightning might not even be able to get her out of it. So she needs to not go at it alone. Mm-hmm. That's why they're a team. Yeah. She needs Thunder and Black Lightning with her.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I think is alluding to her future for all those people who kind of, like, have an idea of what will happen to her eventually sometime in the future due to comics, that she will cease to have a physical form, that she'll just become the embodiment of lightning. Mm-hmm. And what's her face? The mind woman?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm scared of your rage. I'm scared that you might explode. And I'm just like in my head, I was just like, oh my gosh, like they're hinting at they're gonna have her like become lightning. You know, she's going to lose her physical form eventually. Like they're hinting at it already. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna do this.
Then there will be no more actress who plays her.
Oh, she'll still be there. You'll still talk.
See, look, that's what the genie looks like. I told you. It's horrible CGI.
I'm keeping the words down because I don't want to cuss that much on camera.
I don't think you realized how bad it actually was until I showed you.
No. No. Did not.
I'm just trying to find that woman who's.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what I think.
Perenna. Is her name? The one inside her head.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think that they're gonna show her losing her physical form eventually.
Yeah, I do too.
So that's gonna be interesting. I can't really wait for that. Like, it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah. And I mean, Tobias and friggin' Cutter.
Yeah, they'd be a couple again.
He's weird to me. I don't know why. Like, what does she see in him?
What does he see in her? Like, that question be both ways.
I mean, I think she's pretty, but like...
Mm-hmm. I do like at the end how she's like, I did some deep cleaning, and he's like already knows what she's talking about. And then she's like, yeah, we have the doctor, and that case is of no use to us anymore. So the kid got a new car. He's like, good. And then, car explodes. I'm like, yeah, little kid, you're dead.
China Anne McClain is
Mm-hmm.
in the festival.
Well, yeah, I think we probably covered it.
Pretty much. I mean,
I feel like we did.
I feel like that doctor needs to be back in prison.
Yeah. But, like, Tobias has her.
I know. I'm just saying she's just making things hard for Lynn.
And she's not with Lynn anymore. She can't go back there, period. Because she escaped with Tobias's men.
Oh, so she was
And
just
the
looking. How was she
pods.
looking at the cameras in the warehouse?
Because
then?
she was working there. And then she locked Lynn in with the girl and took the pods with the other two.
Okay.
She went and she was with Tobias at the end after everything.
Yeah.
So she never went back. So she's missing. She's MIA to these guys.
Well, at least Lynn got, the one girl.
Mm-hmm. And maybe her cure worked and she won't have to go back into a pod.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Because they don't need to continue to be experimented on. They're kids. Let them be kids.
Yeah. Really.
Seriously.
Yes. Please.
I don't support that kind of stuff.
No. But I mean, they're not technically experimenting. They're trying to save them. So.
The other doctor's not.
Well, no. But Lynn and the actual agency are trying to save them.
Yeah. Tobias just wants to use them for his own personal gain.
Yeah.
And then kill them afterwards.
No, he's selling them to the highest bidder.
Well, yeah, that too. Which doesn't make things good for them.
No. But yeah, so.
That's all we have.
Yeah. So I guess until. Which is not until March.
March 4th.
Yes, March 4th.
So it's taking 2 weeks off. So next week and the following week.
Mm-hmm. So until then.
Yeah, until next time. Family's what you make it.